Ladies and gentlemen, with the new contingency contract 4, we also get a run banner for Nian. Nian is a limited operator, which means you can only acquire her from this banner. The other 6-star is Ak, and the 5-star is Hung. So, should you pull in this banner? If you already have all operators in this banner, of course you don't have to. You don't want to trigger that Hung PTSD, right? But if you don't have them, or a new player, let's talk about the operators in this banner, and the possibility of other banner that will come next. First we have Hung, a Rhodes Island big brother. He care for you, and he will protect you. Well, that is if he doesn't die first in the battlefield. He has a solid HP, defense and arts resistance, making him can survive most of the enemy's attack. His talent will increase his own defense, and will boost healing output to other operator behind him on the range tile. A decent self buff, but the healing boost to other operator can be unusable if there's no range tile behind him. While for his first skill, after reaching the SP requirement, he will heal an allied unit within range. This skill is a one-hit skill type. He can only receive SP when attacked by enemy, so it will limiting his healer ability. On his second skill, it will increase his attack and defense. Stops attacking, and focus to heal other ally within range. This skill is also a one-hit skill type, and the SP cost can be considered high, which is not good. Hung is indeed a solid defender, but his weakness are on his skills and attack output. But of course you won't expect a defender to kill an enemy, right? While for his healing skills, it will be much more easier to use other healing defender, like Meryl, or even Gummy, when you need more healing force in the battlefield. Moving on to Ak. A literal pharmacist in this freaking pharmaceutical company. He doesn't care about you, and won't protect you. Instead, he will adios you. Ak is something else in the specialist class. Because of his trait, he will continually lose his HP over time when deployed. He has a sniper attack range, and a bizarre skill set. His attack can be considered high, making him a good long range attacker. Then for his first talent, each attack will randomly trigger the following effects. Because of its randomness, it won't be reliable. His second talent is a self buff, that will increase healing effects on him. Now for his skills. His first skill will increase his attack speed greatly, and has a decent SP cost. On his second skill, he will attack an ally within his range. And if they survive, he will grant the ally and himself a max HP and defense buff. A friendly fire button in this game. For a defense buff, I guess you might want to use other operator like Shining than him. Then his third skill. This is what makes Ak interesting, and can be considered the best buffer in the game. Similar to his skill 2, Ak will target an ally, and then grants the ally and himself an attack speed and attack damage buff. Great to partner with someone like Silver Ash, or Surtur. Ak is a fun to play operator, and a great buffer with his third skill. Although most of the time, it will be just fine to use ordinary operator without his buff. But overall he is a great operator to have. Now, the main star in this banner, Our Lady Nian. The legend herself, who beats Gavil in a rock climbing competition. She is a 6-star core defender, that has a big HP, and the highest defense stats in the game. Although, she doesn't have any arts resistance. Then for her talents. Her first talent is an amazing talent, that can boost all defender HP in the field. And she doesn't need to be deployed in order to activate this talent. And her second talent, she will gain 3 shields. Each shield can block 1 instance of damage. Moving on to her skills. Her first skill will increases her defense and attack. And her attack will turn into an arts damage for the remaining of the skill duration. Then her second skill. Stops attacking, and increases her defense and block count. Upon receiving an enemy attack, deals arts damage to the attacker, and silences them for 5 seconds. Lastly, her third skill, It will increases her attack, increases the defense of operators within range, and grants them +1 block count and a resistance status. Although the SP cost is pretty high, but the duration is quite long. And the buffs are also nice. But increasing block count can be a trouble for some operators. Overall, she is a flexible defender to use, with her DPS, solid HP and defense, and some support ability. So it's great to have her in the team. Especially since she is a limited operator, and that skin of her is very nice. So now we can conclude. Hung and Ak can be difficult to use, so they are not a priority to make your game easier. While for Nian herself, she is a great defender with a great support ability. But if you already have other 6-star defender with a high HP and defense, like Hoshiguma or Mudrak, you should be fine without her. Besides, after her banner ends, we will most likely get another limited banner. If the schedule is right, we will have Dusk and Saga right after contingency contract. And then a Rainbow Six collab event that have 3 super limited operators. Although there is no solid info that Arknights Global will get the collab event. But it's best to start saving from now on. But don't let me stop you if you want to collect Nian and the others. Collecting operators you like is never something to regret, especially limited operators. That should be all. Adios.
命に貴賤なしさ。ああ、お前は例外みたいだな。